Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your monthly reading for December. I hope you guys are all well. I am going to start with your current energy here, and then we're going to look at the month of December from the first week all the way to the end of December. As always, please don't try to force yourself into a reading that's not for you, but do remember that it is predictive in nature. All right, Spirit, what would you like Aries to know for December? All right, so Aries, you're starting out with the Devil in reverse and the Ace of Cups. You could have recently met or become involved with a Capricorn, but you don't have to be. I do like this combination together because this does show me that you are either have a new beginning and you guys have addressed something that may have been very toxic in nature because you're stepping out of toxic energy and there's this new beginning, or you've met somebody that, you know, is helping you to come out of toxic energy, but it's good energy. So I do like that for you. Let me see the past. Show me the past. This could also be, Aries, that you are kind of pouring this love into yourself. Ace of Cups can sometimes indicate that. It's self-love as well. And if that's the case, you may have been working on yourself, particularly with regard to any kind of, you know, distractions or addictions or anything of that nature. In the past, we have Judgment in the reverse. Now, that could be that there has been a connection that wasn't coming back together. I do feel like you may have felt like in the past you've made some poor judgment calls, perhaps even, you know, some very toxic ones. So I definitely feel like this is good energy for you right now. So that's positive. Show me why all this is happening for Aries. Show me why all this is happening for the sign of Aries. Oh, the Ten of Swords. Okay, so this is all happening because there was a betrayal. There was some sort of very painful ending that occurred here. Interesting. All right, what's on your mind is the Three of Cups in the reverse. You're a bit unhappy. For some of you, there could have been some third-party energy that you've come out of. For others of you, you might be feeling like now is not the time for you to be getting out socially. You could be feeling a little isolative right now. Let me see what's happening in December. Show me December. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, a lack of action. And there's also this sense of you feeling going into December, it's like you're feeling unhappy, you're feeling a lack of motivation, maybe feeling like you're just not enjoying life the way you normally do. But it's related to this painful ending, which does look like it included some sort of betrayal. Show me how Aries is showing up in this reading. Yeah, you're dissatisfied. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Things didn't go the way you had thought or the way you wanted them to. And there's a sense of dissatisfaction. Be very careful that, because we do have the Devil card here and we have the Nine of Cups reverse. This is indicating that for some of you, you may have been drinking or, you know, avoiding perhaps the issues that are going on. I do see you coming out of that energy, but you've obviously gone through something that was very unhappy. Let me see the energy coming towards Aries in December. All right, we have the Three of Swords. So somebody that could have broken your heart in the past. Yeah, it could be somebody from the past, or it may be somebody who has had their heart broken as well. Spirit's advice, we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. This is advising you to avoid self-sabotaging behavior and also others that would sabotage you. Let me see the outcome. Yes. Ten of Wands reverse. So that's fantastic. So your outcome at the end of December is that there's going to be a resolution to these problems. You're going to be able to see your way clearer. You're going to be able to start resolving some of these issues because you've obviously been going through quite a bit of something. All right, so bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. That's underlying energy, Aries. And I do like that as well because that does show that there could be a brand new, stable beginning in something, or you could also be receiving a sudden influx of money. So it's very positive and it's underlying your entire reading. So let's clarify. Spirit-wise, the Devil in reverse. Okay, so 5 of Swords. Yeah, you were dealing with somebody who was very arrogant. Somebody who was, you had a lot of conflict with this person. They could have been very deep into their ego. Somebody who doesn't fight fair. And I feel like with this ending, that you kind of eliminated a toxic element in your life. Knight of Swords is here. That is indicating that the truth was spoken. The truth was spoken. Somebody came forward, and I feel like it was you, Aries. A truth was spoken here, and it was spoken rather abruptly, and it was spoken very deliberately. Now, for some of you, you had somebody that was just waiting for you to be available in order to come in and declare their feelings and emotions for you. In the past, we have the 7 of Swords. So you were dealing with somebody who was deceptive, somebody arrogant. Some of you guys were literally dealing with a narcissistic type of personality. There was a lot of deception, but I'm seeing here with this ending that you came out of all that toxic behavior. And I feel like for some of you, somebody came forward and said, I was waiting to be able to talk to you. I want to date you. Yeah, Knight of Wands. This person from your past was a player. I feel like it was on and off at the best, and at the worst, you were dealing with a player. There's definitely a sense here of there being a betrayal. Yeah, I'm not really liking the energy that I'm seeing that you were dealing with here in the past. On your mind, we have the 7 of Cups reversed. So something that was very confusing became very clear to you. And I also feel like a lot of you felt you were giving this past person unconditional love. And I feel like at this point, you've kind of pulled back. I do feel like there's this sense here of being slightly unhappy. It's not like you were rushing to go out and date again. You're kind of recouping, if I can say that. But you got clarity on the situation with this person that you were dealing with, and now it's a matter of facing that and processing it. So let's look at December for you. Show me December for Aries. Show me December for Aries. All right, so we have the World in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups reversed, 3 of Coins, the Empress, the Hanged Man, 7 of Wands, 4 of Swords, and the Hermit. All right, so what I'm seeing is that you're going into the month obviously feeling betrayed, obviously having gone through quite a bit of difficulty emotionally, dealing with somebody who really had some narcissistic tendencies, didn't fight fair, they were deceptive, but you stepped out of that energy. You are pouring this love into yourself, and some of you actually have somebody coming forward that wants to have a new beginning with you. But you're entering the month with this sense of not quite feeling yourself, not feeling the normal enthusiasm that you would have for life. Some of you could even be slightly bitter about the things that have taken place. I do feel that you're kind of in this static energy going into December, not really moving forward, kind of keeping to yourself, not dating, not really doing a whole lot. There's just a sense of a lack of enthusiasm. You're just not at your best. And why? Well, because there's something here a cycle that hasn't yet closed out. It is something to do with feelings and emotions and love that was in a stable, connection of some sort, or some sort of a contract, perhaps. Could have been a social contract, a soul contract, but whatever it was, you've pulled back from this. you don't feel like things are quite over. They're not really resolved at this point, but you're not happy about how things are moving with this either. In the second week of December, I see you working at your own stability, and it does look like that's going to be really successful for you. I do feel like work is going to be successful. You have abundance coming in through that. You may have been waiting for some sort of success with that. And it is coming forward. I do feel that you also are beginning to address self-esteem issues. You're starting to look at yourself differently. So in the middle of December, you have this come up type of energy. You're seated here in this Empress energy, and you know your value. You know your self-worth. You've taken the time to kind of stabilize yourself. And I feel like you're determined. You're not going to be out chasing after anyone. You're going to draw and attract to you what is for you. And so in the second week, you kind of have a little bit of a turnaround. And I think that that's wonderful. And you're going to stand your ground with regard to that as well. In the third week of December, there's somebody here you have not been talking to that you've been waiting to hear from perhaps. I feel like you are not going to be reaching out to this person, but there's this energy of wondering if this person is going to communicate with you, wondering if this person is going to come towards you. You may have had a big argument with this person, and I feel like you're not going to approach them. You're in this waiting energy. You're like, no, I know my value. I know my self-worth. I'm not chasing after you. I'm going to stand my ground with regard to what has been said. But there is this waiting energy here as well. I'm also feeling like you're looking at that situation, though, very differently than you did in the past. And I feel like you're just, at some point here in that third to fourth week, you're going to be like, I'm tired of waiting for this person to contact me. And even if they do, they're just going to start an argument. So that waiting begins to end. And it's because you're looking at it differently. Why are you looking at it differently, Aries? Well, it's because you now have stepped into this Empress energy. So I feel like the middle of December is going to be very life-changing for you. And it's coming from within, not from without. By the end of the month, you're definitely in this healing phase. You're searching for answers. You're still not talking to whoever this is that you've had this conflict with, but you're not as concerned about it as you were before. There's a lot of soul searching that you're doing by the end of the month, though, and it's coming about because you've taken a break and healing. Some of you could be taking a vacation at the end of December as well. So if that, that may resonate for a few of you, not everybody, of course. But I do feel like some of you are taking like a physical vacation in order to kind of clear your mind, figure things out, and find answers. So let's look how you are showing up. I do feel like the middle of December is going to be a game-changing for you. Show me how Aries is showing up in this reading. Oh, the Emperor. Very nice. That is your card in the Major Arcana. So you're stepping into your power. Beautiful. Four of Coins reverse, and there's that Ace of Cups again. So you're definitely stepping into your power. You've been dealing with something here that didn't turn out the way you wanted. You've gone through a rough time, and now after all of that dissatisfaction, you step into your power. Again, somewhere around the second week going into the middle of the month, and you start to release things. You start to let go of things. You start to, feel more like yourself, which is wonderful. And then we see this Ace of Cups. So again, for some of you, you've got new love that's coming in. And you may pull back to kind of think about that for a little bit. For others of you, this is definitely you pouring that love into yourself, taking control of your life, releasing things that don't serve you. Be careful, because I do see that for some of you, you could have some sort of unexpected loss in the third week, but that's not for everybody. For most of you, I feel like you're kind of taking charge of your life here. You're really moving into your own, and that's going to be what brings love into your life as well. Let's look at the energy coming towards you, Aries. Because love really does start with you. If you don't value and love yourself, then it makes it difficult for anyone else to. All right, so we have Judgment. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the 10 of Coins. So whoever this is that's coming towards you, I feel like this past person is going to be approaching you for sure. This is somebody who I feel like broke your heart, and they're going to come in and try to reconcile with you. I don't feel like you're going for that, but I do feel like they're going to come in and try to. They want to talk to you. There's something here that they want to clear up. This is somebody who may be very supported by close friends or families, and they're going to come in and say, look, Aries, I really messed up here. I made a bad judgment call. I know I hurt you, but I really think that if the two of us came together, we would have everything. So just be aware of that. This could be what you're pulling back and you're thinking about here by the end of the month. Yeah, it could be. It could be. I'm also seeing that there is somebody here who is going to be approaching you. This is somebody you have known for a long time. I feel like it's this Knight of Swords. They've been kind of waiting to see when you're going to be available, when you're going to be open. So I do feel like a lot of you have somebody brand new that's coming in, and they're going to declare their feelings for you. This is somebody you have known a long time. They do well financially. They are a good communicator. And this person is making a judgment call, but they may be afraid that they're going to get their heart broken, you know, because they don't know how you're going to react. Either way, I see you pulling back and considering this love offer here that is coming through. All right, let me see Spirit's advice for Aries. All right, we have the 6 of Coins. We have the Star card. We have the Page of Cups, and we have the Magician in the reverse. So, yeah, Spirit is saying that balance is coming into your life. Hope is coming into your life. Healing is coming into your life. But be very careful, because it may not manifest the way you think it's going to, but that will not necessarily mean that it's not going to be successful. There is a need for you to not sabotage yourself or to allow others to sabotage you. There's an indication here, again, that there's new love that's coming in, but it's just not going to happen the way you think it's going to. There's going to be something about it that is different. It's coming, but it might come in a form that you least expect, and there's advice here not to sabotage it. So, or allow others to. So let's see your outcome, Aries. Show me the outcome at the end of December for Aries. All right, we have the King of Wands reversed. We have the 9 of Wands reversed. 9 of Pentacles. And the Chariot in reverse. Interesting. So by the end of the month, there's going to be a resolution to these problems. And even the problems that don't resolve are going to lessen. I do feel like a lot of you may have been dealing here with a karmic in the past, a karmic energy. There's going to be an end to those conflicts. That's going to resolve. However, the problems have led to a lack of trust. So I don't feel like you're going to really trust this person. However, there is going to be an end to the problems in one form or another. And it could just be this person coming back in, giving you the clarity, trying to resolve things. But I do see that this person may be a karmic energy. I'm also seeing that you will not be moving forward with this person. Yeah, I do feel like you're going to kind of put the brakes on that. Also, by the end of the month, I do see you in a single energy, doing well financially, prosperous, but not quite moving forward and taking action, because you could still be resolving the issues that you have with this person. It's not going to mean that you don't have the opportunity, though, because you do. All right, bottom energy is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. That kind of tells me, again, that there's a little bit of stuck energy that's here, and it's karmic energy. So I feel like You have a new beginning that's trying to come through, Aries, but it's going to be stable. It's a stable new beginning. However, you have a karmic energy or karmic connection with someone else that's not quite resolved on some level. And that's where you need to be finding the balance, finding, you know, your emotional balance as well, so that you are able to enter into a new relationship in a healthy manner. All right, so I'm going to pull you an oracle card, Aries, and we'll see if there's further advice. You have number 44. Fours are generally about stability, so it says follow the signs. So give me a second, and I'm going to read that for you. Hold on. It's next to the last card in this deck. All right, it says, this Kitsune girl is creating magical signs out of her holy foxfire. Signs, omens, messages for you to follow while you walk your path. She wishes for you to have guidance, and her purpose is to create this fire. And when you see this card, you know that the messages and signs coming to you are to be trusted and are worth following. There is a sense of union, friendship, and trustworthy allies when this card comes. And she acknowledges that you are following the right path and that your trust in the signs that have been coming to you is not misplaced. This sense of following something subtle, strange, and not quite knowable is a tentative path and a mysterious one. And many have said you are fools for letting such things be your advisors. But this card says that you can grow in confidence and know that the warmth and the light of the sacred fire of the Kitsune is part of the gift that the universe is sending you. You have found her. She is saying yes, and now it is time for you to tune in, connect, and keep your inner guidance strong and healthy. There is a purity to this process and a passionate energy. Go where the fire of the Kitsune leads you, for it is growing in power, and your intuitive understanding is becoming deeper, clearer, and more luminous with every step. Yeah, so you're being sent signs here. And I feel like you guys are moving within and you're following those signs. So good on you for that. All right, I hope that this has been helpful. Aries, if you have resonated with this message, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, hype the video if you get the opportunity. But until I see you in your next reading, know that you are love, and namaste.